Hi, good morning, James. Great to see you.
Hi, Bill. Yeah, good to see you too.
So everybody, you'll all know by now that BizX Foreman Awards is coming up. It's the 20th and 21st of April. It's at the Excel Centre in London. A great lineup of world-class speakers and 19 different national business awards to be handed out. I'm delighted today to be joined by James Abbott of Mix and Twist. So he's founded Mix and Twist and runs that business. And he's also an applicant for the Most Innovative Business Award. James, keen to hear more about Mix and Twist and the innovations that are so crucial at the business. Tell us more. Tell us more about Mix and Twist first.
Yeah, cool. So Mix and Twist, we've been going for 10 years now, and we are a premium mobile bar company, and we service weddings, corporate events, private events. But we're more than just drinks. We provide an experience, so we make sure that we put on a show and go that next level and a really high level of experience around the drinks that brings everyone together. So that's our key focus. As well as the drink side, so turning up to these events, making these awesome drinks, putting on these experiences, we also focus a lot of energy on the innovation side. So this is creating new products and new ideas. And this is really essential and core to our team. It's part of our core values and culture.
Tell us more, James, what are the innovations that you're most proud of, therefore, the ones that you've actually already done?
Yeah, so I think definitely the most obvious and successful option has to be the virtual events. So I'll bring you back to 2020. The world stops or is about to stop. And we get our heads together. It was a small team, and we thought, right, what can we do? We need to make some money somehow. I didn't go down the redundancy. It didn't make anyone redundant over COVID. We thought we'd just get our heads together. We'll figure something out. So we thought, right, cocktail masterclass in a box. Let's do it. We'll do live streaming on social media. We'll ship out the box, and we started to sell it. And we ended up running that live streaming cocktail masterclass for 12 weeks, and we developed different menus each week, and then we were shipping. And that developed, and we put a lot of focus in, optimizing the box and creating a better and better product. And then we moved to Zoom with the corporates. So the corporates picked up, they all needed team building activity. There weren't many out there, and we were the obvious choice for them. And that, when it got to December of that year, we were doing 1,000 boxes a week all over the world. So we just bartenders just in a warehouse, manufacturing style warehouse, bottles in boxes and taping them up. We used a delivery company. Luckily, the van driver wasn't driving around doing 1,000 boxes at this point. So we brought in a delivery company, shipped across the world, taking phone calls to the Swedish border control because you can't get a lime in there, and it's like, you got to get this lime, you got to get these boxes in. We had a bartender that spoke Spanish. He was on the phone to Spanish customs, trying to get these boxes in everywhere. And yeah, running back to back virtual masterclasses for corporates. We reached
James,
that.
when that lockdown happened, you make it seem quite simple that you reacted, but actually, that process of innovation that you went through and thinking about, there's something about Mix and Twist where you keep coming up with these ideas. How do you do it?
So there is a process for it. So you identify the need. So you have a need that triggers this, and then you do some research around it. Is there anything else out on the market? What information can we gather that's already out there? What are your customers saying? What are your team saying? So you gather that research, and then the idea stage. So you've got to bring the whole team in at this point, and it's sort of a whiteboard job, and everyone's just putting ideas, no bad idea, throwing out. And that is one of my favorite things to do. You get the team together and just throw ideas. Like, everything's possible. Don't worry about budget. Don't worry about technology. What can we do if it was, you could have limitless resources. And then you move to developing that. So MVP, you're going to build out something that you can start to use, and then you try and get that product out. That's the point, when you start to get it out there and you get real test user cases, and then you take that feedback in and you develop it further. And that, in that first stage where we were just doing the Facebook audience, that new menu development, that feedback, that was absolutely crucial. So when we launched to the corporates, we had a really polished product.
And I know there are more, so other examples as well.
Well, the good ones, and I am always surrounded by alcohol.
What a pleasure.
So we developed, we noticed we were using things, just really standard off the shelf spirits for our cocktails. And we were going through a lot of them. They were made in other countries and they were shipped in. So it's bad for our targets for meeting net zero. The quality wasn't there. And we thought, right, we need to develop our own spirit range. So we ended up with a range of white gin, pink gin, spiced rum, white rum, and vodka. And these are our core spirits.
The Abbott Brothers brand, yeah? Love it, love it. So I love it. Some great examples of innovation, some of which have been caused by need, some of which have been caused by just great art. How do you really work with the team to make sure you're always thinking about new ideas?
I think it's about building a culture of innovation. That innovation mindset for the team is absolutely key. And if something doesn't work as well, you can't come down on it. You're like, oh, you said that would work. We spent X amount on this. You can't do that. You have to say, oh, it was worth a try. You know, that was
absolutely. So you're really encouraging risk taking, and it's never coming back in terms of there's just no blame. It's all about let's just go forwards.
Yeah, 100%.
And what have been the impact on the business's financial performance in terms of this culture of innovation and some of these specific innovations you've talked us through?
Well, the virtual one was massive. We went through from potentially zero revenue.
Absolutely, because the world stopped and your marketplace just came to an abrupt halt. Bang!
Yeah. If we'd have sat there and done nothing in March, it would have been zero for a long time. And we managed to match revenue of 2019 when we were doing large events and it was our busiest year.
So so you matched the prior year revenue, and what happened to profits?
Yeah, and profit rose because we knew exactly what we were sending out in the boxes. The pricing model was exact. There wasn't any, oh, I didn't realize it was going to take 5 extra people 10 hours to do this D-rig.
Because you're just sending it in a box.
Yeah. So we had it. It was a spreadsheet with simple calculation. And that allowed us to refocus our pricing. And we actually brought forward our pricing model from the masterclasses from that period into live events. And the profit uplift has been incredible. And
that's the great value of it, isn't it? So you're innovating in one area, which is going from live to virtual, but the learnings you can take and spread across the business. Yeah,
100%. And that carried on once we were when we got into 2022, when we were running at that period, when we were running virtual with live events, it was difficult, but very interesting. But again, we experienced 50% growth on that and something like 8-9 times profit increase.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And James, the future. So what are the future and I know you can't tell us exactly because if you knew them, you'd already have done it. But what are you thinking about at the moment in terms of innovation?
I always think a good way if you need a catalyst for innovation is look at how you can put yourself out of business. And I have that. I look at ways that how can we put ourselves out of business and then try and own that thing. So that's currently what we're developing at the moment. We're working with, yourself, there's Innovate Edge UK, Connecting Innovate. So definitely shout out to those government funded organisations that are really, really helpful. The advisors that they've got there are extremely intelligent and extremely resourceful, and they've only got your best interest at heart. So they are definitely something to use with innovation. But using those resources around you, letting yourself get these catalysts for innovation, and then keeping those innovation cultures in the team open are absolutely key. And
watch this space is the message. We're waiting to hear when you can announce it. James, thank you very much for your time this morning. It's a fantastic story, a real story of change and fantastic business performance that's come out of that regular innovation. Really looking forward to celebrating with you on the 20th of April, with all the finalists, all the award winners. We're going to have a great night.